Hi everyone, welcome to a long overdue video. Now this is my train set which I received as a Christmas present when I was 4 years old, but I haven't run it for about 40 years minimum. Now what I've done is I've set up the track so it's got a large outer track and a central one that's accessible by 2 points. Now this is the layout that I used to have as a lad, and that's how I set it up. Now the train originally came with a couple of freight trucks and a couple of petroleum trucks and a guards van and 2 passenger carriages, but over the years 1 or 2 trucks have been added, and some of the tracks been added too. The footbridge and the signal gantry on the right, that was added to as well by my nephew. So what I'll do is I'll run it with those freight trucks added, run the train. Now initially I had a problem, the train refused to go over one of the points, so I've had to swap that out. For some reason it just wouldn't go over there, the controller errored, and also part of the track just before where the train's sitting now, it struggled to get over that bit, so I'm going to give it a bit more power than I normally would. Right, so let's start train up. So I could probably run it a bit faster, but as some of the tracks are right on the edge of the table, I'm not going to do that. So it seems to be working all right. That controller's original as well, but the electrical cable connections aren't original. The signal box just left of centre, that's original. I've got a station as well, but the track as it is, there's no room to set that up. Where the train's about to come to now, that signal was added to. That didn't come with the original train. Unfortunately I haven't got the original box, but that seems to be running fine. But what I'll do is I'll stop the train and change those points over to get it going around the centre part. I did actually try changing the points when the train was running, but the controller errored, so obviously there's some sort of interference somewhere. Right, so I've changed the points and it's running quite happily around that centre part. I'm sure with a bit more thought and more room I could probably make this layout slightly different from the norm. As I said previously, this is the layout I used to have set up as a lad. A large outer bit and a smaller centre bit. Right, so what I'll do now is change all those freight trucks, swap those freight trucks out and put the passenger carriages in. Okay, so I've swapped out the freight trucks for the passenger trucks. Seems to be running quite happily. Now earlier on when I was doing a test, I actually added one more of the petroleum trucks, not one from the original set, one that was added on later, and I think there's a problem with the connection on that because it actually came off. There's another guards van as well, not from the original set, and that actually came off. When I say came off, it actually disconnected the connection. It stayed on the track but disconnected from the main train. So I think at some point those connections will need looking at. Right, so I'll stop the train. I'll stop the train and change the points over so it goes onto the outer track. Right, so I've changed the points. As I mentioned earlier, I did try and change the points where the train was going, but for some reason the controller would error. I can't be certain when I used it all them years ago if I was allowed to do that, if the setup would allow me to do that, but anyway I stopped the train and changed the points. There's actually a mail pickup and coach function, so I'll see if I can get that working at some point. Now I've just noticed that the guard's van is actually disconnected, so I think some of these connections need a review at some point. Right, just to recap then, this train set it was given to me as a Christmas present when I was 4 years old. It's the first time I've run it in minimum 40 years. Various track and carriages have been added to the set, but a lot what you've seen running is all original from the set I got at Christmas. Okay, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and hopefully we can get some more videos done soon.